Hey guys, welcome back to yet another toy haul video, and this was one that I wasn't really expecting to do. I had a few things that were coming in the mail today, and only one of the things that was coming was a toy. The other stuff is actually a couple shirts I was going to show off just because I've got a video going. Let's do it. But my local comic shop was having a sale today, and I figured, why not? Let's stop in and take a look. I ended up leaving with a giant stack of toys. So we might as well do another video, and I might actually do another video on these at some point anyway, or something like that. So the first thing that we're going to do is the one that I knew was coming, the one that was coming in the mail, and it's actually a figure that you have seen before, but just in a different way. He's actually right there, up on the shelf. Bucky O'Hare from Boss Fight Studios. So they have, as you've seen previously, maybe on the channel, they have Wave 1 is Bucky and Jenny, and then they have Wave 2 coming out, but they also released an Easter-themed variant figure for Bucky O'Hare, and it's this guy right here, and it's exactly what you think it is. It is an Easter-themed chocolate bunny Bucky O'Hare. The card art is different. It's got kind of a springtime look. There's flowers and Easter eggs and like butterflies on it, but the figure is decked out to look like a chocolate bunny. It's the exact same figure that we saw with the Wave 1. It's just a different deco. So he's cast in brown plastic, and it very much looks like a chocolate bunny, and he's got like white chocolate looking accessories and bits and pieces for his uniform, and then he's got the pink eyes. I mean, it's very much true to what a chocolate bunny looks like, so there was no way I couldn't get this. It's limited to 400 pieces, and they just started shipping. They still had them available today on the website, so I don't think they're exactly flying out of the warehouse. I guess it's kind of obscure. It's kind of a weird thing that you really gotta want this to actually bite the bullet on it, because it's actually more expensive than the regular figure. But I couldn't pass it up. I might do a video on just showing the differences between this and the regular one, but I'm not too sure yet. Either way, I'm never going to display him out. I think he's going to remain on card because it's a collector-friendly package. You can pull it out and put it back in. But I don't think I'm going to leave him on the shelf. I think I'll probably stay in his card for the long term. The other things that were coming, like I mentioned, were shirts. So just kind of, this is more like a plug, just because they came today. Let's show them off. You know, someone might find these interesting and maybe go buy some for themselves. This is not an ad or anything. I'm not being paid for this. But one of them in particular really does it for me. So 8-Bit Zombie is a company that makes a lot of like Saturday morning cartoon themed stuff. A lot of shirts, a lot of pins, things like that. So Thundercats, Motu, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, you know, that kind of stuff, the stuff that I like. And they had a sale recently. It might actually still be going on as of this video. Don't quote me on that, especially if you're watching this down the road. But one of the shirts is one of their branded 8-Bit Zombie shirts, and it's the Thrasher shirt. But if you look closely and pay attention, this is a Dino Rider shirt. So there was no way I wasn't going to pick this up. It was $5. Dino Riders is one of my all-time favorite toy lines as a kid. Loved the cartoon even though it was pretty awful. And then the other shirt that I got was this kind of vintage toy-inspired shirt. So we got Skeletor's head, we've got Bebop's arm, Panthro's chest, Lion-O's arm, we got a Ninja Turtle leg, and then I believe that's Scareglow's leg down there as well. So, I mean, come on, this absolutely speaks to everything that's about me from a toy perspective. So I couldn't not get that. So 8-Bit Zombie, check them out. You might find something that tickles your fancy a little bit, maybe get yourself a new shirt. They do have a lot of cool other stuff. They have some stuff from long ago that they don't make anymore that is truly, truly amazing. They're always coming up with some new stuff, so it's worth checking out. Now, the bulk of the video is, like I said, from my haul at my local comic shop. So I don't think I've mentioned it on the channel, but I have backed the Hasbro HasLab Jabba's Sail Barge. So, you know, in what, 10 months, hopefully, I will have a 4-foot long, 3 3/4 inch scale sail barge in my house. And one of the things that I figured I needed to do was to start populating it and just to get some stuff ahead of time. And my comic shop is generally known as of late for having a lot of Power of the Force 2 era figures, stuff from the 90s. And for better or worse, that is my vintage when it comes to Star Wars. I didn't have true vintage Star Wars. I wasn't old enough. Star Wars was pretty much dead when I was a kid, so they didn't really exist new until Power of the Force 2 came out, and that's when I started buying them. And I sure did buy them, but I didn't buy everything, and then interest sort of left. So there's some holes in my collection. There's also just some figures that, you know, I figured I'd get new ones because I did play with a lot of mine. But this is all going to be Star Wars stuff from here on out. And it's a decent bid, I think. I mean, and I actually got a really good deal too. So the first one is one that I know I had this figure as a kid, no idea where it went, and I hadn't been able to find him at the comic shop until now because I had bought some of these other ones. I'd actually done a video on these, is the Shadows of the Empire Prince Xizor figure. And he's not the greatest figure, but I dig this character. I loved the game, I loved the book. So this was a no-brainer. I mean, they're all going to come out at some point. I think I might do a video where I actually open these and we take a look at Power of the Force stuff, because, I mean, I don't know, like I said, I have a lot of this stuff, and it is my vintage. But these are really worthless. Most of these figures are not worth anything. Some definitely do have some value, but for the most part, they overwhelmingly do not, because this was the era when everybody bought Star Wars because it was going to be a big thing, and then it's not. So yeah, we might just open up a bunch of stuff in a few videos. We've got this is after Power of the Force, but it's the same era really. So Power of the Jedi, this is a Mon Cal officer. I just wanted him, he looks cool. I dig Mon Calamari figures. You really can't go wrong with a fish guy. Got a Gamorrean Guard. So this one is, I mean, it speaks for itself. It's a ROTJ era Gamorrean Guard. He's gonna go on the barge. I mean, I can't get any more specific than that. That definitely goes with it. We've got the Palace droid from Jabba's Palace. So this is EV-99, and he's got his little data pad there. So he's the one that gives 3PO and R2 their assignments after they are given to Jabba by Luke. So he was like $3. So I figured that would work. I don't actually have him still. So that one worked out pretty well. And then the rest that I've got are multi-packs. So these are all things, I didn't have a lot of these multi-packs as a kid. I definitely didn't have hardly any of these. I had tons and tons of the figures, and then I had tons of vehicles, but I don't ever remember having these particular multi-packs. Some of them are obviously later on than when I actually really was into these. So I got a few more, and again, ultra cheap, big sale, so I couldn't pass a lot of these up. And there were some that I think, in hindsight, I should have gotten even more of them because they still had more. So we've got some Cantina aliens. This is, I don't know how you pronounce the first guy, if it's Cabe or Cabe. It's probably Cabe. And then the Muftak. So these are some of the aliens you see in the Cantina in A New Hope. The Muftak in particular, you can see him kind of, I don't know what you call it, messing with his little dingle that hangs down on his face. He's actually doing it on the back of the box. That's what I always think about. He makes a really weird noise and he kind of messes with this thing hanging down from his face. But that's a humongous figure. I mean, he's really, really big, especially in comparison to Cabe here. He's a little mouse kind of guy. Or like, he looks like a bat. He's at the bar, and or actually I think it's a she. She's at the bar and she's like trying to get the blue milk from the bartender. So that's one. This is actually a really, really heavy pack because the Muftak is such a big figure. This is one that I had as a kid and I broke it. So I know I had it, and it just didn't survive. I have no idea where the figure is. The vehicle here is what broke. So I've got the Shadows of the Empire swoop with the swoop trooper here. And this is a hideous, ugly, ugly figure. But I figured, you know, I got the Prince. I might as well get this as well because I think I have all of this now, at least officially again, and I can open it all up and have some kind of display. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it because this doesn't go on the barge either. But you know what? It's my barge. I'll do what I want. So he might just go on there. And then we've got a few more multi-packs as well. And these are all kind of aliens, Jabba's Palace, Cantina themed, just to keep it kind of goofy and weird, because let's be honest, that's a really weird setup of creatures on the on Jabba's Palace and on the barge. So I figured a lot of this stuff would work as well. And we've got a Power of the Force 3-pack. These are the Cantina aliens. So we've got Labria, we've got Nabran Leeds, and we've got Tequil. So these guys are all just, you know, you've seen them in the movie. They're all in A New Hope. They're all at the bar in the Cantina. You know, he features pretty prominently. There's a shot right of his face. Nabran is at the bar, I believe, and Tequil is around there as well. So you actually see them. You know, they're all in the movie, so they all make sense in terms of, you know, being figures. We've got another Power of the Force 3-pack. This is the Skiff Guards. This one makes perfect sense for the barge. This one actually has a little, like a little diorama thing in there as well. So we've got Klaatu, Barada, and Nikto. Nikto is actually a species though, so I don't know if he actually has a true name or not, because there's a Jedi that's named Nikto as well, but it's not his name either as far as his figure goes. A couple of these are actually pretty ugly. Klaatu and Barada are kind of ugly figures, I think, but Nikto looks pretty good. So they're all going to go on the barge though. I mean, at least in some fashion, or if I get a different one, they might. But these were an easy pickup. This is what I was hoping to find, something like that, to have some characters that were specifically in that scene. And then the last one, the last thing that I've got is one that I wasn't sure that I needed at all, but the more I thought about it, the more I just realized, yeah, let's just buy this thing. There's no way I could leave this behind just because it's so ridiculous. So we've got the special edition Jabba's Palace Dancers. I don't know. Why not? Let's get them. So we've got Ristal, we've got Griata, and we've got Lin Mi here. So not a whole lot to talk about there. It's just the dancers. If you've seen that scene, you know, when they're singing Jedi Rocks, you know what these are, what they go for. You know, they're not exactly characters that I care about remotely, or a scene that I particularly care about. But now that I have had this, I have that song in my head. It's been in my head all day. It's really driving me nuts. But yeah, so we've got, you know what, 3 figures, 6 figures, 8 figures, 11 figures, a vehicle, 12 figures, 16 figures, and a vehicle for maybe some sort of Jabba's Palace usage. Not all of them. Prince Xizor won't go on there, but the rest probably could in some fashion, especially, you know, like these guys and these ladies here. They can definitely go. So that's kind of the plan, is to populate that and just to get it fleshed out a bit, because I know I don't have exactly everything that I want to be on there. But yeah, that's pretty much it for right now. So we got all this Star Wars. We got a couple shirts, which that's definitely a first for my haul video. I apologize if you don't want to see that kind of stuff. Let me know if you think that was kind of a goofy thing to throw in there. And then we got Chocolate Guy here, which honestly, this figure is just doing it for me so well. He's so cool. So that's it. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know if you've gotten anything cool recently. And until next time.